Welcome back. Members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, have been mourning the death of the former president of the union, Festus Iyayi, who died in a car crash near Lokoja in Kogi State. Mr. Iyayi, a renowned writer, lecturer and activist, was on his way to Kano to attend the National Congress of the union when the car he was traveling in was involved in an accident. Reacting to the news of the death, the current president of ASU, Dr. Nasir Fage, said he was shocked and could not utter a word. Also, the immediate past president of the union, Dr. Ukachukwu Awuzie, said he was yet to come to terms with the news, adding that he could not say much on the incident for now. As Nigeria begins the second peer review of governance in the country, the National Steering Committee coordinating the review has promised that challenges observed in the first review would be addressed. This assurance is coming from the chairman of the committee and former Senate President, Dr. Ken Nnamani, who along with some members of the committee visited Channels Television headquarters and were received by the chairman, Mr. John Momo. Our correspondent, Harriet Agbenyi, reports.
Founded in 2003, the African Peer Review Mechanism is a mutually agreed instrument voluntarily acceded to by members of the African Union as a self-monitoring mechanism to encourage conformity with regard to political, economic, and corporate governance values, as well as codes and standards within the new Partnership for Africa's Development, the PAD. Between January 2006 and January 2011, 14 member countries, including Nigeria, have been peer-reviewed. During the first review conducted in 2008, Nigeria was commended as a pace-setter on the continent in several areas. Nevertheless, some gaps were highlighted.
We have not done well in all areas, particularly in the area of controlling corruption in the economy. It appears that we have not done as well as we should have done, given our performance in the electoral process, which the whole world seems to be acknowledging that our country has made substantial progress.
I think what is key to our peer reviewing ourselves, two things. Stakeholder engagement, this conversation we're having, the ability of Nigerians, every Nigerian, youth, women, the physically challenged, everyone has that opportunity to have a voice, to say what it is they want.
Proper information shared between all parties concerned is also important, which is why the National Steering Committee on Nigeria's second peer review, led by its chairman, former Senate President Ken Nnamani, is partnering with the media, which informed his meeting with the management of Channels Television, led by the station's chairman, Mr. John Momo. Outside of the chairman's office, one of the officials spoke on the need for the media to help put the right information about Nigeria's second peer review to the public.
We believe that this information needs to be put out there for everybody to know that this is an inclusive governance thing. When we put this report together, which hopefully will be by the end of this month or thereabout, we send it to the eminent persons group, who will now put a team together to come and validate those things we put forward.
It's not too long now before Nigerians will know if the committee addressed any of the observed gaps in the four thematic areas of the African Peer Review Mechanism: democracy and political governance, economic governance, corporate governance, and socio-economic development. Harriet Agbenyi, Channels Television News.
The fight against polio in Nigeria will soon be over, and that's because the Dangote Foundation is partnering with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to eradicate the disease. At a press conference in Lagos, the chairman of the Dangote Foundation, Aliko Dangote, says the objective is to support the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in the country.
Unrest where you can't actually get into an area because
Working with a busy schedule, Bill Gates has pushed Microsoft aside to collaborate with the Dangote Foundation to achieve one objective: kick polio out of Nigeria.
It's not an easy campaign, but last May there was a big gathering where everybody committed themselves, including the Nigerian government, to work together and to finish polio officially finish it by 2018.
Dangote explained the value of the partnership as well as appealed to Nigerians to support the campaign that has seen so much money invested in it.
It's about logistics, it's about funding, it's about doing the right thing, and I think we, the locals, can actually help, because he's not here all the time, but he has a very good, excellent team on the ground, and they are partnering with our own team to make sure that things are done right.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has over 100 grants in Nigeria and has initiated primary healthcare programs with the Kano State government through the Dangote Foundation.
Our foundation, of course, does a lot of health work, so we're very interested in routine immunization. Some of what we saw in Kano and here is about primary health care and how vaccines are kept cold and how the supply is managed. And that's an area where we see room for improvement.
Those drugs are not, free. I mean, you have good people like Bill. Even the last meeting that I think he was part of the people who arranged the meeting in Abu Dhabi, almost $6 billion were raised to buy these vaccines and also to take care of people's health, all over the world. And he contributed $1.5 billion out of the $6 billion that were raised 2 months ago. So these things that are not really cheap.
According to Dangote, his foundation is focused on improving the living conditions of all Nigerians through quality healthcare delivery, and working with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, victory is assured.
Meanwhile, an initiative to accelerate Nigeria's progress in achieving the health-related Millennium Development Goals by 2015 and beyond has been launched today in Lagos, with the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Mr. Bill Gates, in attendance. The Private Sector Health Alliance of Nigeria, PHN, led by Alhaji Aliko Dangote, is a coalition of private sector business leaders who have come together to harness the sector's collective strength to improve health outcomes in the country. The co-chairs of the alliance, Mr. Jim Ovia and Dr. Mohammed Ali Pate, explain how this alliance will advance the cause of healthcare in Nigeria.
First Bank, truly the first.
Time now for business news. Here's Adeshawa Josh.
Well, thank you. Our business stories at this hour. The International Monetary Fund has advised the federal government to streamline non-priority expenditure and make space for investment as it prepares to present the 2014 budget. The Director, Africa Development of the International Monetary Fund, Antoinette Saye, who gave this advice in Lagos recently, said this has become important if Nigeria must achieve its infrastructural development drive. She also advised that Nigeria should use the opportunity of relatively high oil price in the international market to save for the rainy days. And figures from the Nigerian Stock Exchange at the end of trading today shows a sustained positive appetite by investors. The all-share index and the market capitalization climbed by over 1% to finish at 38,293.59. Harriet Agbe tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, Ecobank Transnational Incorporated and WAPIC Insurance were the most actively traded stocks for the day, contributing to total market turnover at the Nigerian equities market. Volume rose from 279.47 million recorded on Monday to 357.46 million units, exchanged for 3.26 billion naira in over 5,000 deals. Well, Nestle Nigeria slipped by 10 naira to lead the stocks that investors gave the cold shoulder, including Lafarge Cement Wapco and Ashaka Cement. With gains of 5 naira 80 kobo, 5 naira 50 kobo and 5 naira apiece, Corn Oil, Forte Oil and Dangote Cement topped the price gainers list. When trading ended for the day, key market indicators, the all-share index and the market capitalization, climbed by over 1% to finish at 38,293.59 and 12.23 trillion naira, respectively. For those are day's trading figures, I'm Harriet Agbini.
Well, that's business news at this hour. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
First Bank, truly the first. First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, 13 players already in camp as the Super Eagles prepare for the return match of the World Cup qualifier against Ethiopia. That's on Sports News. Do stay with us.